Okay, so we're going to dive into a pretty wild story about artificial intelligence, but it kicks off in a place you really might not expect.
And believe it or not, it all starts with this little snippet of Python code. Now, its job is to automatically generate a video that explains a super complex system. But here's the thing, it's not the code itself that's the main event. It's the story this code is trying to tell. It's a clue that points to a much, much bigger picture about the future of AI.
So, what story is this thing trying to tell us? Well, it's a story about taming chaos. It's about how our own brains, our brains, are the inspiration for a whole new kind of AI. An AI that can learn, adapt, and even rewire itself. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's get into it. That script we were just looking at, it's actually part of a much bigger project. A project designed to fix a problem I think we all feel. Information overload. You know that feeling, right? When your thoughts and all the data coming at you just feel like a tangled mess? Well, that's exactly where this journey begins. And this is the vision behind it all. You're looking at the interface for a system called True North, and its goal is, well, it's seriously ambitious. The idea is to build an engine that can take all that cognitive chaos, conflicting advice, scattered ideas, piles of data, and just straighten it all out, turn it into something clear, organized, and actually useful. So what exactly is True North? I mean, at its heart, it's a cognitive management system. Think of it like this. Its whole purpose is to create a streamlined, AI-powered engine for your own mind, helping you make sense of this crazy, complex world.
And here's how it's supposed to work. First, it's built to bridge what the creators call cognitive gaps. Those times when an AI tells you one thing, but your own gut tells you something else. It's designed to sort out those conflicts. And get this, it pulls info from 376 different behavioral AI platforms to organize everything for you so you can make smarter decisions. But honestly, the really fascinating part isn't just what it does, it's how it was inspired to do it.
To really get the next piece of this puzzle, we have to shift gears. We're going to look away from the code and, well, look inside our own heads. Because this whole system is inspired by one of the most incredible things about the human brain, its ability to literally rewire itself.
And that brings us to this idea, neuroplasticity. It's a simple concept, but it's absolutely profound. It means your brain isn't some fixed, static thing. It physically changes based on what you do, what you learn, what you experience. Every new skill you pick up, every memory you make, it's getting etched into your neural hardware. And the scale of this change, wow, it's just staggering.
Okay, check this out. When you're born, every single neuron in your brain has about 2,500 connections, or synapses. That's already a ton, right? An incredible starting point. But it's just the beginning of this wild biological explosion.
Because by the time you're just 3 years old, that number doesn't just grow, it skyrockets to 15,000 synapses for every neuron. This is peak neuroplasticity. It's a brain that is just buzzing with potential, making connections at a rate that is, honestly, it's hard to even wrap your head around.
But then, something really interesting starts to happen. As we get older, the brain begins to prune away the connections it isn't using. Now, this isn't a bad thing. It's not a step backward. It's all about efficiency. By trimming the unused pathways, the brain strengthens the ones we use all the time, making our thinking faster and more focused. The big takeaway here is that our brains are constantly learning, adapting, and optimizing themselves. And you better believe AI researchers are paying close attention.
So that brings us right to the tech that lets AI try to copy this biological magic. We're talking about a whole field that's not just about building AI that learns a task, but one that learns how to learn in the first place.
All right, let's start with the basics. Your typical AI agent learns through a really simple loop. It tries something, takes an action, it gets a reward or a penalty for it, and then it adjusts. Trial and error. It's powerful, for sure, but it has one big drawback. It's slow. The AI has to learn every single new task completely from scratch.
And this right here is where we see the giant leap forward. Instead of just learning one specific task, adaptive AI, using cool techniques like meta-reinforcement learning, actually learns how to learn. It can take what it learned in one situation and apply it to a totally new one, adapting on the fly. It doesn't need to be retrained from the ground up every time. It's kind of like the difference between just memorizing lines for a play versus actually understanding how to act in any scene.
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. The research shows it really works. This chart here is comparing a standard advanced AI to one using these new bio-inspired learning-to-learn methods. They tested them on old-school Atari games, and the adaptive AI consistently learned way faster and performed better. The proof is in the pudding.
So, how does all this tie together? Well, this trend of looking to the human brain for inspiration, it's not happening in a vacuum. It's part of a much bigger movement across the entire tech world to build AI systems that mirror all these different parts of how we think.
I mean, just look at what's happening. We're seeing AI that can translate between programming languages, which is mind-blowing. AI that can take a few of your random thoughts and spin them into a professional email. It's learning to play musical instruments. It's helping scientists visualize these incredibly complex molecular structures and even model intricate legal arguments. Each one of these is like a reflection of a specific human skill, but now it's supercharged by AI.
So, where is all of this going? The big picture is that we're moving toward a future that is fundamentally adaptive. A world where AI systems aren't just static tools we use, but dynamic partners that are actually learning and growing right alongside us.
And this is not some small, niche corner of the tech world. The global market for adaptive AI is projected to explode to over $30 billion by 2034. That kind of insane growth tells you one thing. This is a massive shift in how pretty much every industry is going to operate. But with all that incredible power comes some pretty profound responsibility.
Because let's be real, an AI that is constantly learning from its environment is also constantly collecting data. In this case, this is a really stark reminder of the risks. This was a Roomba prototype, and while it was learning how to navigate a house, it recorded and transmitted highly sensitive images that were leaked and ended up on social media. It's a shocking, awful breach of privacy, and it really highlights the ethical tightrope we have to walk here.
What this means is that the path forward has to be built on a foundation of trust and safety. I'm talking robust privacy and security measures. That's totally non-negotiable. We need regular audits to find and fix the biases that creep into these systems. The AI can't just be some mysterious black box. We need to know how it's making decisions. And ultimately, as organizations like UNESCO are hammering home, there must always be real, meaningful human oversight. Which brings us right back to where we started and to the big question hanging over all of this. As we get better and better at building AI that can learn, adapt, and literally rewire itself, are we just building better tools, more powerful hammers and wrenches? Or are we actually in the process of building a completely new kind of mind? That's the question this is all really about.